Have you ever wondered how we went from thinking illnesses were caused by angry gods to performing life-saving robotic surgery? The journey of medicine is one of the most incredible stories of human history, a tale of curiosity, genius, and a relentless quest to understand our own bodies. So buckle up, because today we're traveling through time to explore the amazing history of medicine. Our story begins thousands of years ago, long before hospitals and pharmacies. In prehistoric times, life was tough, and survival was a daily battle. Early humans believed that sickness was the work of evil spirits or divine punishment. So, who did you call when you felt unwell? The shaman or medicine man? These individuals were part spiritual guide, part herbalist. They would perform rituals, chant, and use plants and herbs to drive out the supposed spirits causing the illness. It might sound strange to us now, but this was the very first form of healthcare. They discovered which plants could soothe a fever, which could ease pain, and which could, unfortunately, be deadly. This trial-and-error knowledge, passed down through generations, laid the groundwork for pharmacology. Let's fast forward to ancient Egypt. Around 3000 BC, the Egyptians were brilliant architects and engineers, and their medical knowledge was equally impressive for the time. Thanks to their mummification practices, they had a surprisingly detailed understanding of human anatomy. They could identify organs, although they didn't always understand their functions correctly. For instance, they thought the heart, not the brain, was the center of intelligence and emotion. Egyptian doctors were specialized. There were dentists, eye doctors, and even shepherds of the anus. They had surgical instruments, set broken bones, and wrote down their medical knowledge on papyrus scrolls, like the famous Eber's papyrus, which contains over 700 magical formulas and remedies. Now, let's journey across the Mediterranean to ancient Greece, the cradle of Western medicine. Here, we meet a game-changing figure, Hippocrates. It's often called the father of medicine. He revolutionized how we think about health. Hippocrates was one of the first to argue that diseases had natural causes, not supernatural ones. He proposed the theory of the four humors: blood, phlegm, yellow bile, and black bile. He believed that health was a balance of these four fluids, and illness occurred when they were out of balance. While the humoral theory is incorrect, the core idea was revolutionary. It shifted medicine from magic to a more scientific observation of the body. The Hippocratic Oath, a pledge of ethical conduct for doctors, still influences medical ethics today. After the Greeks, the Roman Empire rose, and they were more practical than theoretical. The Romans were masters of public health. They built incredible aqueducts to supply clean water to their cities, vast sewer systems to remove waste, and public bathhouses to promote hygiene. They understood the link between cleanliness and health. The Romans also established the first hospitals, initially to care for their sick and wounded soldiers, but these later expanded to serve the general public. A Roman physician named Galen built upon Hippocrates' work. He performed dissections on animals, mostly pigs and apes, to learn more about anatomy. His writings became the ultimate medical authority in Europe for over 1,300 years. However, after the fall of the Roman Empire, much of this knowledge was lost in Europe during the Dark Ages. Medical progress stalled, and many old superstitious beliefs returned. But while Europe was in a slump, the Islamic Golden Age was flourishing. From the 8th to the 14th centuries, scholars in the Middle East preserved and expanded upon the knowledge of the Greeks and Romans. They translated medical texts into Arabic, saving them from being lost forever. Figures like Al-Razi wrote comprehensive medical encyclopedias, and the brilliant Ibn Sina, known as Avicenna in the West, wrote the Canon of Medicine. This book was so influential it was used as a standard medical textbook in European universities until the 17th century. They also established advanced hospitals with separate wards for different diseases, a concept far ahead of its time. Then came the Renaissance in Europe, a rebirth of art, science, and learning. This period challenged old authorities, including Galen's long-held teachings. A key figure was Andreas Vesalius. He dared to do what was forbidden for centuries: dissect human bodies. Through his direct observations, he discovered that Galen had made over 200 anatomical errors because he had only dissected animals. Vesalius published his findings in a beautifully illustrated book called On the Fabric of the Human Body, which corrected centuries of misconceptions and created the foundation for modern anatomy. Around the same time, a surgeon named Ambroise Paré revolutionized wound treatment. Instead of cauterizing wounds with boiling oil, a brutal practice, he developed a soothing ointment and used ligatures to tie off arteries, making surgery much less agonizing. The 17th and 18th centuries, the Age of Enlightenment, brought more incredible breakthroughs. The invention of the microscope by Antonia van Leeuwenhoek opened up a whole new world. For the first time, humans could see tiny animalcules, what we now know as bacteria and other microorganisms. This discovery would later become crucial. Then, in 1796, an English country doctor named Edward Jenner made one of the most significant discoveries in medical history. He noticed that milkmaids who contracted cowpox, a mild disease, didn't get smallpox, a deadly killer. He tested his theory by inoculating a young boy with cowpox, who then became immune to smallpox. This was the world's first vaccine, discovery that has since saved countless millions of lives and paved the way for the eradication of diseases. The 19th century was a true golden age for medicine. The puzzle of Leeuwenhoek's animalcules was finally solved by Louis Pasteur and Robert Koch. They developed the germ theory of disease, proving that these tiny microorganisms were the cause of many illnesses. This was a monumental shift. It led to pasteurization to kill germs in food and the development of antiseptics. Joseph Lister, applying Pasteur's theories to surgery, started sterilizing his instruments and using carbolic acid to clean wounds. Surgical survival rates skyrocketed. At the same time, the discovery of anesthesia, like ether and chloroform, transformed surgery from a torturous ordeal into a painless procedure. Patients no longer had to be held down while conscious. This allowed surgeons to perform longer, more complex, and more delicate operations. The 20th century accelerated this progress at a dizzying pace. In 1928, Alexander Fleming accidentally discovered penicillin. He noticed a mold had contaminated one of his Petri dishes and was killing the bacteria around it. This happy accident led to the development of antibiotics, our first magic bullets against bacterial infections. Diseases that were once a death sentence, like pneumonia and syphilis, suddenly became treatable. The discovery of DNA's double helix structure in 1953 by Watson and Crick unlocked the secrets of genetics, opening the door to understanding inherited diseases and eventually gene therapy. We also saw the development of advanced imaging technologies like X-rays, CT scans, and MRAs, allowing doctors to see inside the human body without cutting it open. And that brings us to today, the 21st century. We are living in an era of medical marvels. We have robotic surgery that allows for incredible precision, CRISPR gene editing technology that offers the potential to cure genetic disorders, and personalized medicine that tailors treatments to an individual's genetic makeup. We're redeveloping AI that can diagnose diseases more accurately than human doctors and creating new vaccines using mRNA technology at record speeds. From shamans chanting over a sick tribe member to a surgeon controlling a robot from across the room, the journey of medicine has been nothing short of extraordinary. It's a testament to human ingenuity and our enduring desire to heal and live longer, healthier lives. What will the next chapter hold? Only time will tell, but it's sure to be amazing. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey through medical history. If you found this as fascinating as I do, please hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dives into science and history, and share your thoughts in the comments below. What medical breakthrough do you think is the most important? Let me know. Till next time, stay curious.